You had it right. Philosophical.
I think it was the first way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably because I started eating carbs again too. That's
True.
doing that for a little bit.
I was also gonna say that reminded me of when I was like rewatching some of our group calls the other day from TMM, and I watched Cooper's, and he said, like, no matter how much money you have, like if you have problems, like you're still gonna have those problems when you have more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times, like when people have not so great spending habits, but feel like when they have more money, they'll have better spending habits, they still end up spending as much as they did when they didn't have as much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're still the same person, just with more money.
I mean, the more you, at that point, the more you make, the more you're spending because it's just coming in. That's
Right.
why I rather adjust my financial situation now before I step into making 10K a month, which is definitely what I plan to do.
Yeah.
And I had this realization, especially around money recently, because it's been something I've been trying to just recreate because I've recognized, like I've adopted my dad's money mindset and just how
Ooh, I have my mom's.
yeah, and just how he spends. And I recognize that the universe is not going to give me a fuck ton of money until I have like strong money management skills.
Yes.
Mhm.
Same. Same.
That's literally what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that's why I'm not bringing in the money that I want, because I'm gonna just be transparent. I made like 20K earlier this year in the first 3 months of this year. And I've honestly spent almost all of it just because like I keep investing in myself, which is not a bad thing. I don't regret it at all. I honestly think that I got that money for the reason to invest in myself. But I also think that until like I learn more money management skills, I'm not gonna get to the level of bringing in that much more at the rate that I did earlier this year, because I need those skills, because I really do want to know how to manage my money better and not just, spend it all the time. But yeah, I do think that I was given that the money that I made this earlier this year, like it was literally I was so lucky earlier this year to get that. Like it came from nowhere. But yeah, I resonate with that so much because I need better money management skills before I start making the real money that I want to make.
Yeah, I think for me, I watched my parents growing up, watching my parents and how they dealt with money. I adopted those same beliefs. Like my dad was always, you got to work hard for your money. You got to, just a penny saved is a penny earned. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, but that's still a fucking penny. So like, who gives a shit? But it was always, you gotta hustle, you gotta just do what you gotta do, you gotta trade all your time for money. If you want more money, you need to work more. And then on the other side of that coin, my mom, I've been trying to kill that same fly all fucking day, and my dog is just not doing the job that I assigned for him. I'm sorry. Watching my mom really struggle with finances and consistently try to keep up with the Joneses, except not having enough to do that. And was always stressed, was always worried about money. I adopted that same exact belief system. I have to work hard for money. But at the same time, if I have money or if I don't have money, I'm constantly stressed. I'm constantly anxious about finances. And it's become such a trigger for me. And I'm so grateful that I have recognized that that is one of my biggest triggers, because now if I don't want to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. I could just put that in my back pocket for another day if I don't want to deal with it. But I'm really trying to break that generational curse because I'm exhausted. I can't no more.
I feel that so much, Britt. Same.
And that's why we chose this book. Do just that. And ask the universe, ask God, whatever you believe in, your angels, to show you who to go to, like what teacher is next to help you with money management. You really just have to ask.
I was gonna ask this next actually, because I was talking to my mom's boyfriend. He's a big business guy, and so I really want to get a financial advisor. I was like learning about it early this semester, and I was going to ask you guys, I was going to ask like the ECA group chat, just like if anybody has a financial advisor that they use that they like, because I wanted to be someone who has like spiritual values, like abundance mindset values, but also has like the realistic structural side of money management, if you know what I mean.
And maybe somebody who can teach too, like teach.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just manage my finances. I want to learn how to manage my own finances.
Right.
Just answer my question if I have any, which I will probably have a lot.
I have so many.
So many. So many.
I know Kendall has like a money management coach. I forget what his name is, but he's only like $300 a month. But I don't know if he's like has spiritual values. So it's not resonating.
Yeah, I would love to have like a woman. Like I have a vision of who my financial advisor is like in my head, and like she's amazing. And I just haven't found her yet.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And like hold on to that. Like don't settle until you find that, because you will find that.
She will find you, is what's gonna happen. Like don't focus on going out and like holding like a very, very detailed vision and description of who it is. Be open to that or its better counterpart, and just keep taking the action steps, because she will come. She's already on the way.
Yeah. Needs to hurry up. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see what the other. Oh, I liked the little quote on 19 that said, all of Mother Nature's creatures are designed to fully flourish before they drop dead. Like, fucking period.
Yeah.
And like,
I underlined the sentence after that. Like, you, just like all living things, are meant to take up space on this planet. That's been a big thing for me that I'm working on recently. Like, taking up space, because I've always been afraid to.
yeah.
I feel that. I feel like I recently realized I frequently put a cap on myself on a lot of things, but what do you want from me? Is it pets? Okay. So in terms of like specifically money, I never really thought about how big I wanted my coaching business to be or how much money I wanted to make, because I was just striving for what's realistic. Oh man, he sees the fly, he's trying to kill it. I never really thought about like, how big do I want this to be? Kendall level big, you know? Do I want to have hundreds and hundreds of applicants a month? Do I want to have 6 figures a month? Because I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's not realistic. That's not possible, you know, instead of just letting in whatever flows to me. And I noticed that I put that cap on a lot of other things in life in general as well. What the fuck?
Same, Britt.
Yeah. I don't know why we do that as humans. I feel like us even existing.
More it's women, because men, they don't put that cap on themselves.
They need to.
They do. But I've seen it and I read a lot about it, and especially like listening to podcasts, like men, they don't think there is a cap, or they know that there isn't one, because like you said when you were starting, like you said, what's realistic, and like nothing's really realistic when we're on a ball spinning in the middle of space.
That's exactly why I took that too. That picture popped up in my brain, and it's also not even an accurate picture because it's 13 billion years old or something like that. There's a whole new picture now. Blows my mind. Do you want to play? Okay.
Yeah, it's like that one real thing that's going around now where it's like, oh, I'm scared of being judged, and it's literally like the earth and then the stars and then the universe and the universes. It's like, at the end of the day, nothing fucking matters. But at the same time, everything fucking matters.
Yeah.
Like everything matters within you, but nothing matters outside of you, I feel like is what it actually means. Period.
It's also a reminder, like, everyone needs to stop being so serious about everything.
Yeah, like, oh my God, there was one post I put on my story that was like, have you ever seen a serious tree? Have you ever seen a serious like flower? Have you ever seen a serious wave? Like, There is nothing in nature, nothing in existence that points us to being fucking serious. We're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're supposed to just be nature, just be being.
Yeah. Nature don't give a fuck.
So sorry.
But have you guys made a list of some beautiful things that have happened in this world thanks to money? I'll go first. Getting her neutered so she doesn't bleed everywhere. Plants. Going to fucking India in September.
Are you really?
Yes.
I'm jealous. That's my vision board.
Yeah, I haven't told a lot of people.
It's
But
gonna be amazing.
I'm going to get my 200-hour yoga certification for an entire month.
Yes. I
That's
love that for you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So excited. And just to have like spiritual discipline, because growing up, I've always been afraid of discipline.
Mhm.
So
You should look into doing a panchakarma if that interests you at all.
Ooh, what is that?
I heard about it on Sahara Rose's podcast. It's like an Ayurvedic cleanse type thing from like the inside out, and I just think the whole process of it is so cool. I can send you the name of it because it's like hard to spell, but it's so I want to do one so bad, like in India, because that's where it comes from. So it's amazing.
Fuck yeah, send it to me. That'd be amazing. Food's fucking dope. Literally just having a space to live, not on the streets, whatever that looks like. Travel with coopies. Mentorships, fucking huge. All of us can relate to that in this call.
That's at the top of my list.
Yeah. And travel. Usually like mentorships, experiences, and travel are big. Those are the beautiful things for me. And my little chicken nuggies, so I can like feed them and clean their poopies. Yeah. What about you guys?
I put a lot of the same things. I put like planes,
That's specific.
medicine, technology, restaurants, museums, art, cars, books, schools, and then like resorts and travel and all that stuff.
I don't know why, but I was specific with mine.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Hi.
Hi. I'm a random number, but I put down like dog and animal, like cat rescue, things like that, because I was just like, when she kept talking about rich, I just kept thinking about Jeff Bezos rich. But like money also like supports simple things like that I like always just forget about. And she just kind of like helped remind me like the importance of like, you secured his cash, like you can help other things that you enjoy. And that was something else that like my supervisor was telling me. She wishes she could hit the lotto. She can like help fund, she's a dietitian, so she's like, I just want to like help fund other like smaller nonprofits to like help feed kids and help feed families. And I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. That's why we want money. And that's why maybe we deserve money so we can help others the way we want.
I love that. It doesn't always have to be ego-based.
Yeah. And that's what she says on page 21. She says, imagine if you and all the people you love and respect had ass loads of money, and if they felt grateful and empowered by it, not icky and guilty.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things that I want money for, is like to be able to have the experiences that I want and be able to travel and again experience, but also to be able to give a percentage of my income, just like to give it, whether that be like helping family, or like I have a cousin that is the same age as me, and she just got married, and her husband are trying, that sounds weird to say.
Is that the one you just went to?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
shit.
trying to have a child. And I'm like, it's scary because like on an emotional level, she is like very unhealed, and like has a lot of trauma like with her mom and stuff. And anyways, long story short, she's not where she wants to be financially, and he's not either. So like I would love to be able to like help support their family.
Oh,
That's a big vision for me.
That's beautiful.
That's so cute.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about you, Britt?
Mine were kind of general. I wrote down a lot of like access to more experience and knowledge, um, to be exposed to more, to be able to network and connect and expand. Mine was a lot of mine were kind of along those lines. So it might have been a little bit more general. I didn't say I not one time in there. I don't know why.
Have you ever thought about your desires and what you truly want and not just the collective?
I think a lot of those things, if I had to think of one thing, it would be time.
Mm.
Some way, shape, or form, create more. I don't care if I got to pull out the sky. I'm rich. I can do whatever I want. So I'm pulling time out of the sky. It's probably like my main thing.
What
That's
about
so interesting.
Anna?
I just like realized like in the past few days how much time I waste on like working. I'm like, I was working like 38, 40 hours or more a week, working like 8 hours a day. And it was draining me. I was like not being myself. I was being really interested in our call today. She's very, very interested. But I was like, I'm wasting so much of my time. Like, I'd enjoy doing this if it was only for a few hours, but I'm like, 8 hours of my day I'm working, 3 hours of my day I'm in the gym. That's 11 hours a day. And then I need like a good like 7 to 9 hours of sleep to like be decent.
Yeah.
And I haven't been getting my sleep because I've just been doing so much. And so I finally was like, I'm ripping out this Band-Aid. I don't need to like spend all my time working. Like I found a job that like I can open in the mornings for like 4 hours a day, or not every day, but pretty much every day, which I'm like, that's only 4 hours of my day. I get to work, make some money, and the rest of the day I can like pour into me and do like what I need to do for myself. I'm like, time is very valuable. And also it's such an illusion. I don't know how time even exists. It just doesn't make sense to me, but it's very important.
Yeah. And we all have the same amount. So if we feel like we need more time, then we're probably not like prioritizing the things that we genuinely want to create in this lifetime. We're focusing on the things that other people want us to create.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I feel like I spend so much time like thinking about like what I want instead of like doing like what I want. Or like, and I also feel like I don't spend enough time like really sitting there, like how you're saying, like truly like thinking about like what I want. Because honestly, I sometimes am scared to like actually pursue like what I want to do because like how much like hurt and pain from like everything that's happening now I will have to go through to actually get what I truly desire and want. But there's all beauty in pain.
Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the parts of the journey of walking through the wounded feminine is recognizing that you're worthy of desiring. Like you're worthy of having fucking desires and you can be loud about it. You're allowed to be fucking loud about it. That's one of the big things about the divine feminine is being fucking chaotic and loud and taking up space. And so kind of like healing that part of yourself, it'll be a lot easier eventually, sooner than you think, if you really dedicate time to healing that wounded feminine, to step into that fucking chaos that just wants to create and also destroy, but like she just
Yeah.
wants fucking space. She wants to feel alive.
Oh
Literally.
yeah.
12 weeks.
Well, dude, yep, TMM, 12 weeks. I literally also just made a caption about that. So that's why I'm like fired up in it.
You just like described everything that I want. Like that's literally all I want out of life, just to feel like I can do anything that I set my mind to and like actually get it done without putting limitations on myself, whether that's like confidence wise or financially, and just like feel alive and like experience things and help others.
Okay, I had this download last night and I feel like you guys are really gonna like this. I get downloads when I smoke weed. So like I got a lot of them last night. What's the point of dying if you didn't even get to live? Like if you never truly felt alive, if you didn't feel like not just adrenaline, but you didn't feel life force pulsating through your skin 24/7. That's what aliveness feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point of dying if you've never gotten to experience that more often than not?
Whoa. Wait, what do you say you get a lot of when we smoke?
Downloads.
Downloads? Oh, of like what?
Like the universe sending you messages for the
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like downloads like on your like phone. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah.
I used to get a lot too when I smoked, and I kind of miss that. Like I feel like I do sometimes like when I'm meditating, but it's not as much like downloads as it is just like thoughts just passing through. I feel like that's why I listen to so many podcasts, because I'm like trying to find other people's downloads, just re-spark mine.
Kim, say what your realization was about smoking
Me?
and big downloads. Yeah, you told either it was last night or you told me and Jess this morning.
Oh, it's because it slows down your brain. It slows
Yeah.
down your body to the point where your body is in tune with your brain. So the messages being sent through your body is able to be like collected through your brain because it's not thinking about so many other things.
Is that why I smoke so much?
I
Dude,
miss it so
I
much.
smoked every single night for 4 years straight to be able to fall asleep because I always felt anxious.
Same.
I get like
got a lot
really
before I
like
sleep, too.
intense, weird ass dreams if I don't smoke before going to bed. And like I always wake up in the okay. What does it mean if I'm like waking up in the middle of the night like every night 2 in the morning? Does that mean something?
At what time?
Like between 2 and 3 in the morning.
I wake up at 3:34 most nights.
I'm pretty
Exactly
sure
that time.
if you wake up every night between 2 and 4, I think are the times, it's stress. It means like it is stress.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of thinking to do.
Not even thinking, dude. If you want to focus on releasing the fear, because that's what it is. Anxiety is fear. It's an emotion we're supposed to feel. But if we're like, fuck anxiety, like I don't want to feel this, it's just going to stay longer. You have to give yourself permission to feel it entirely, but then also like recreate the belief around it. Like it's not your anxiety. You weren't born with it.
Right.
It's just a feeling you're experiencing. You're the vessel that's experiencing the fear. And so since every single emotion is attached to each other and connected to each other on this like string of consciousness, that means when you allow yourself to feel the fear and allow yourself to walk out of it and focus on the opposite of fear, then fear is going to transfer over into probably sadness, just one emotion higher of frequency. Then once you feel the sadness, it's going to transfer over to the next one, neutrality. Neutrality is going to transfer over to peace. And then peace is going to transfer over to love. So as long as you feel the lower ones, the sadness, fear, guilt, shame, anger, if you give yourself unconditional permission to feel all of those when they come up, then it'll always automatically circle back to love and peace.
Wow.
That's why I got this tattoo.
I love that.
And that, like, I love telling people that because that's basically what like saved my life.
How do you do that though? like how do you get from
one emotion to the next.
yeah, and like feel like I feel like I've been trying to like be more present when I get really anxious. Like today I like was feeling anxious, so I got up and I went and did something else. Not to like escape it, but just like to manage it, I guess. Like I don't know like how you feel through it to get from anxiety to like the next best thing or whatever.
Like you just said, you feel through it. How do you feel? You feel through your body. You have to be somatic, like drop into your body. So if you feel fear coming up, it's usually because like fear almost like encloses you. It almost feels like your shoulders are kind of like moving forward, your pelvis is sticking back, you're feeling enclosed. So open yourself up in order to allow the fear to move out. Again, dance, jump, sing, allow it to move out once you've given it space to be heard.
Okay.
Like somatic work is huge. And somatic work is just like, it's just using your body to move emotions. Like through the breath, through movement. I've recently discovered like in order to move anger through, you can like literally scream into a pillow, like punch a pillow, like move it through your body.
Okay.
If that
I
makes sense.
I forget what guest you had come on and talk about this, but I like try so hard to like breathe through it sometimes that like breathing makes it worse.
Yeah.
So I need to find something else.
Do you feel like it's because, so I heard this from somewhere where breathing is both like a conscious and unconscious habit, right? Like we do it and we don't realize it, but then we can also pay attention and then we realize it. But if you feel like you're too in your head focusing on breathing, then it's going to be detrimental because you're just more in your fucking head.
Yeah, that's literally, yeah.
Literally, like you're just more in your head. You're like, why am I not breathing in for 5? Why am I not breathing out for 6? What the fuck? Like now I'm just frustrated. I'm more in my head, which is why like dropping into your body, literally drop into your fucking body. Like what I like to do for fear specifically, again, bounce, jump, just like move, run around my fucking house with the cats, like just move. Whenever I'm feeling sadness, usually I do a lot of like sensual embodiment. Like I'll literally just like, I'll do yoga, or I'll turn on some like sad music, but then like move it through my body so it moves out. If I'm feeling angry, I'll punch a pillow. If I'm feeling guilty, usually I'll sit in like a meditation and listen to a guided meditation around guilt. If I'm feeling shameful, I'll usually do the same thing where I just kind of like bounce around. I'm allowed to feel shame. It's okay. It's an emotion. Like you're allowed to feel shame, but just recognizing like you don't have to let it define you.
And it takes a lot to be able to get to that point to one, be able to recognize the emotion, but also two, to be like taking the action to move through it. Because when you feel emotions like that are heavier, like the last thing that you want to do is move out of it. You want to close up and just like sit in a ball and let it consume you until you can ride it out. But like
what I tried.
you know what that pattern is already. So once you recognize, okay, like this is the beginning of where I spiral, break the pattern, like do something different, stand up, like start with standing up and like walking, like do something to break it, because your brain is going to pay attention to your body language and your physiology. Tony
Wow.
Robbins talks about that a lot too, is like your physiology, your body language. Like if you're feeling anxious and you start hunching over and closing yourself up, like your body's going to recognize that as like, okay, let's shut down, like this is it, this is what we're doing. Versus if you just like break out of it, like nope, we're going to try something different, like you kind of wake up. Like if you jump around acting like you're joyful, like that's what your body's physiology is going to recognize.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when I was saying I was sitting it. Especially if it's nighttime and I'm waking up in the night like I always do. Sometimes it's a few minutes to turn the AC back on and roll over, and then I'll fall back asleep. The other night I was up for, no lie, at least an hour. Just sitting there, like, why the fuck can I not go to sleep? And then I'll fall down a spiral of, God damn it, I need to go to sleep. And I'll stress myself out. I
Same.
really, like, when I tried to do meditation at night a while ago, and one of the things that they would always do was a body scan. That's probably the only thing I can think of that can like bring me back to not being so much inside my head. So I think I might try that.
It's because it grounds you.
Yeah.
I started stretching before bed, and like I like turned my lights down and like put like I found this playlist on Spotify that I really like. And that really helped. Like I slept so good last night and the night before, like just stretching and like not being on my phone for like the first hour before going to bed. And then I read a little bit, and then I like went to sleep. It was really nice.
I feel like that's a good way to let your body know, hey, it's time to calm down now.
Yeah.
You can go to sleep. Yeah.
Because doesn't it have to do with like the blue light, and the blue light keeps you up, like the blue light releases or it like fucks with
Your circadian rhythm and all that stuff.
yeah, and the one chemical that's released as you're about to go to bed, like when the sun goes down.
Melatonin.
Yeah, melatonin, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
it like
Yeah.
fucks melatonin, so it makes it harder to go to sleep and harder to wake up,
Yeah.
which is literally what I wrote down for the full moon journaling today. I was like making sure an hour before I go to bed, an hour after I wake up, like making it a point and reassuring myself of the why of like why I'm taking an hour before I go to bed and before I wake up to not have stimulus in my presence. Because like when you think about it, right when you wake up, right before you go to bed, are your brain's two most vulnerable stages when the alpha brainwaves are at its peak. And the more alpha brainwaves you are emitting, the smaller the bridge will be between your conscious and unconscious mind. So stimulus is going to be like thrown into your unconscious mind, and it's going to feel stimulated all the fucking time, which is why people feel anxious all the fucking time, because they're consuming stimulus more often than not. Which is why like I stopped drinking coffee, because it was so fucking stimulating.
Same.
Yeah. I honestly, I like lessened the amount of time I went to the gym. I stopped listening to rap music. I never really listened to hard EDM, but I feel like hard EDM has a similar effect on you than rap does. I don't know where this is going, but that makes sense.
Talking about different stimulus.
Yeah.
Talking about the brainwaves.
Yeah. I definitely need to start drinking decaf coffee or go back to my mushroom coffee, because that's why I think I was so anxious. Like as soon as I drank my protein coffee, because I love my protein coffee, that's what I drink now instead of like making a protein shake. What'd you say?
Is that the mud water?
No, the mushroom coffee I get is called Four Sigmatic, and they have like different ones. I love it. It's so good.
It's good.
It just takes
Is
me a
it
while.
is it like opening your mind like shroomies, or is it just
No.
I was about to say,
I looked it up. I was like,
they're called medicinal mushrooms, not magic mushrooms. I wish. But they're good for like the one I drink. It's called the Balance one. I used to drink the Focus one, but that one also made me anxious. But they have like different medicinal mushrooms like chaga or like ashwagandha in some of them. The one that I love
ashwagandha.
Yeah. So that coffee makes me feel much better than like regular coffee does. So I need to like stop being my own worst enemy, literally in everything.
And recognizing like it's totally fine if we relied on those things. Like it's totally fine. Like it's okay. But also acknowledging that future self doesn't drink coffee as much because she's super like centered, still, grounded, and she like what I turned to was like kombucha and matcha is what I
Yeah, matcha. I love matcha.
I love kombucha.
finally figured out how to fucking make it correctly. It doesn't taste like shit.
Can you teach us
I don't know how to
how?
make it.
So let me go get it.
The people that watch this book club recording are gonna be like, what the fuck?
So this one I use Mighty Leaf, super like grounded powder. It's really easy to use. And what I'll do, I actually learned this on the back of the Trader Joe's like how-to one. Because before it just tastes like absolute asshole, and there were so many clumps, and it was just like sucking up like green turds. It was disgusting. And so what you do is you put in like a teaspoon of whatever matcha. You put ice in first. You fill up like half of the thing with ice. And I like to use mason jars because you can put the cap on and shake it. So ice, whatever milk of choice you want, liquid stevia, matcha, and then you shake it. And that's all you gotta do.
I need to start trying that at home then, because I'll just go to Starbucks and like just get it. But then they put all the sugar in it, so it's not the same.
And there's like milk powders in their matcha.
Yeah.
Which that fucks me up. But I was doing the same thing because I was like, I can't make anything taste good at home. Like my coffee tasted like shit, the matcha tasted like shit. So I just like threw my hands up and I was like, all right, whatever. I'm spending $6 on a beverage that'll make me feel good. But I've been drinking this every single day now. And like, it's really, really fucking good. It's really, really good.
And also like matcha has L-theanine in it, and that really helps with like helps your brain with and energy levels. So I definitely need to just get on the matcha wave.
Yeah. And matcha and kombucha, what I noticed is like brain energy, whereas coffee is body energy.
Yeah, I need brain energy. I don't need body energy. I got that.
Dude, exactly. And you can always start with like decaf, but then you low-key can like feel it. You're like, fuck, I miss my coffee.
Oh yeah.
But you can always start with like a dirty matcha and throw like a little bit of coffee in it and then slowly take it out. So you don't have to like pull the Band-Aid.
I never knew dirty matcha was a thing that you put the coffee. That's so funny. I never knew that.
Or you can just be like me and pull the Band-Aid and just say, fuck it. All right, I'm done.
I've been drinking coffee since I was 10 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah. My grandfather used to like make it, but I would literally just have it be like a few drops of coffee. Well, not a few drops. I'd have it be like a fourth of a cup of coffee and the rest of it would be milk. And I just like loved the flavor of it. So like I drank it all the time. I'm like, I mean, my family is pretty short. Like there's no one that's like really tall, but I was like, I feel like I could have had a few extra inches on me if I didn't drink coffee when I was 10 years old. I'm 5'2". I love being short. I don't know about how short y'all are, but I love being short.
I like it now. I used to hate it, but I love being short now.
It's really cool, like looking up at everything. Like, I mean, like looking down over everything, I bet is cool. But like, I don't know. I just like looking up to things. And it's more challenging being short because a lot of things are up high and you just have to figure it out.
Okay. So invite your friends to the next one. I'm gonna gas it up. Looks like chapter 2 is a little bit longer, but to get rich.
Oh my god, it's already 8 o'clock. I still need to go to the gym.
Really? You go
at
at night?
I know. I normally go at 6, but today I woke up at 5:30 for work, and I worked till 2:45, and I had to go to the doctor. That was like I had to go to the gynecologist, so that wasn't fun. And then
Get away from me.
what did I have? I finally got new lifting shoes because I've been